All right. What up, party people in the place to be?
Good evening.
What's going on, y'all? Here we are. Yes, a new episode, the 30th episode of Live from the Lab, man. I am so, thank you, Bananas, my man Bananas. Yeah, you get this one, Bananas. We got some new joints. Let me make sure, where are we? Come on, son. Where is that? Oh, fiddle fat. There we go. This is for you, my man Bananas.
Yes! I like it.
My man Flex, what's the deal, son? My man Flex. My man Flex. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. 30th episode. Who we got in the house today? Let me get my headphones right, man. And my mic. I want my mic a little closer. There we go. We got my man Gorilla, of course. What's the deal, son? My man Bananas. Detroit Throwers, Mere Death. Yeah, Flex is in the house. The Unicorn, Mere Death, of course, we said that. The Machiavelli, yes. I'll see you Friday, Machiavelli. My man Gorilla Strong, Thank you all for your support. Obviously, if you're here for the first time, please like and subscribe. If you want to show your support, we got super chats, super stickers, super gifts for those that are holding the vertical cell phone, type deal. And of course, you could also see you Friday, Machiavelli. My man Gorilla. Also, you can visit qunique.com, and there's a shop there as well. And of course, just spreading the word. But remember, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I thank you for being here today, yo. Thank you very much. Yes. So, got a few things I want to talk about today. First and foremost, I am about to hand in the second single. I know the first one hasn't dropped yet. The first qunique Repmatic single drops February 27th, the end of this month. And I'm about to hand in single number 2 for March. I'll have more information on that, but I just wanted to keep you guys, Yusef, what's the deal? What's going on, baby? Welcome to the show. Yes, Cypher up. John Milburn in the house, ladies and gentlemen. So the first single comes out, like I said, at the end of the month. Second single, I'm just waiting for a couple of little tidbits of information for the featured artist on the second single. Once I get everything, all the paperwork handed in, then I'll be able to oblige you on the information for the second single. But the first single is just me, along with my brother Repmatic, who produced the track and did the cuts, getting everything ready. Yes, February 27th, of course. That's dope, man. That's dope. That I'm gonna consider that a part of that as a personal birthday gift to you, Bananas. Okay, so we have that out in the air. We make sure, because we'll be doing Friday Vibes with Q that day as well. So if you could peek in a little bit that day, we'll all say happy birthday to you, and we'll all enjoy the single that day as well. So yeah, we're just waiting for those two things. And on the rock side of things, for those that like what I do or love what I do in rock with my band Mother Fuzz, currently, our new single drops next Friday. Yeah. And it coincides with the holiday that's happening that weekend, which is Valentine's Day. You'll know more about it as we get closer to the drop of the singles. So that's the deal with all Oh, that's what's up, Bananas. That's what's up. I definitely will be seeing you. Ben, what's the deal, son? What's good with you, Ben? I'm trying to give you something. I don't got anything right now, but all right, Ben, this is for you, man. Oh, no. There we go. So yeah, man. Not a lot of new music, like I had said. Yeah, exactly. Edwin, what's the deal, son? I'm trying to read your comments and say one good foot. All good. What's up, Goodfoot? So that's the singles announcement. Also, another announcement, once Stutters gets it all locked in, we'll have the new limited qunique t-shirt dropping soon. So that qunique tag shirt is about to be at the end of its road. If you haven't picked up a qunique tag shirt, just hit up qunique.com before they are gone. All the shirts that I'll be putting out from here on in for quite, for a little period of time will be limited. So we're waiting for the next design to get all, whatever they do on the computer with that. So that's the deal with that. Fully equipped with the mic and the spray can. I withstand any wicked plan. Conjured by a wicked man, a quicker hand to snatch up. Arson is Q spark to match up. The ciphers of flames, nothing to lose, a whole lot to gain. So I remain the main master of ceremonial. Puerto Rico remains prisoned by colonial. Overchopper curses could efface my basic rhyme patterns. I have you all standing in the maze. I lace the track up as if it was my Nike hair. All knowing MCs unaware could have compared glare. Outshine, ready at rhymes, bring light to the subject of lyrical content. The rhythm give a gift as God sent. That's for you, Edwin. Woo! Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Spoon, what's the deal, Spoon? My man Edwin, he alley-ooped that. Ja! What's the deal, son? So, let's get into the first thing I want to talk about today. Detroit Throwers, yes. So, I was talking to Crazy Legs, who, normally frequents the show. And he had reminded me that a book was released recently with photographs by the legendary hip-hop photographer, Joe Conzo Jr. And this book was put together by Joe Conzo Jr., Charlie Ahern, and Crazy Legs. And it is called The Making of Wild Style. I'm not sure if you guys caught anything about this or saw this on any of your timelines. It's a beautiful book. Wild Style, arguably and possibly one of the most important hip-hop movies ever made because it is the first hip-hop movie ever made. And what's also fascinating about this movie in particular is that whoever you would consider an actor in the movie was actually a real, hip-hop icon or a downtown Manhattan icon in the art scene. And so you have the Cold Crush Brothers, you have the Fantastic Five, you have the Treacherous Three, you have Double Trouble, you have the Rocksteady Crew, you have Dondi, Lee, you got the Furious Five, Grandmaster Flash, just to name a few of the people that take part in this. And the movie, sure, you're not really watching the movie for the acting chops or maybe loosely watch it based on the storyline. It's more of you're getting a taste of kind of what hip hop looked like during that time. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm just trying to describe it the best I can. I think if you're a hip hop head or if you're somebody that admires, you don't have to be a strict hip hop head. I think that even if you just respect the craft or you just have a liking for hip hop, it'd probably be very educational for you to see this film just based on watching how rappers used to get down, how graffiti and DJing and breaking and MCing all came together like naturally for this film. But this is the book, and it's full of just amazing, like, so there's Joe Conzo right there, legendary, like, photographer who was there pretty much, I would say especially during the Cold Crush beginnings, you know, with their career, and he happened to capture a lot of cool pictures. There's a young Grandmaster Caz, there's the scene on the basketball court right there for those that, what up, Jay Freedom? Exactly. I know, Edwin, I be seeing it, trust me, I be seeing it. Floats your boats, man, take some Gas X. Here's some more where you have Cold Crush and the Fantastic Five, little behind the scenes of the basketball scene, the basketball a cappella battle that they have, and then they go into a basketball game. Let me dig a little deeper here. Wow, this is Cold Crush. I believe this is at the Dixie or maybe downtown. I haven't read all the captions yet, but some of these pictures, obviously, you know, this is at a time when there were no cell phones and not a lot of people were just walking around with cameras. So for Joe Conzo to think, and he was, you know, he was a younger cat back then. So for him to even consider like, yo, I gotta capture this. There's Charlie Chase on the Wheels of Steel, the Cold Crush brothers. Let me see if I could just find one more. Oh, this is a beautiful picture right here. Look at this. Cold Crush with Charlie Ahern in the middle. Look at this, man. This is just amazing. Look, the whole Cold Crush crew, Charlie Ahern in the middle. It's just amazing, man. I love seeing pictures like this because this is rare, man. Look at Grandmaster Caz with the Caz name buckle on, man. Like, this is real deal shit, man. You know, it's a beautiful book, man. I'm very happy for Joe and Legs and Charlie Ahern that they put this out. It's like a little behind the scenes book. I'm trying to find, there's a dope Rocksteady picture I just want to share, and then I'll move on to the next thing. So it also shows like when Rocksteady, Cold Crush, this is one of my favorite Rocksteady pictures. There's Crazy Legs, Ken Swift, Buck 4, Africa Islam, Doze, Kuriaki, and Baby Love. The Crazy Legs, of course, holding the Rocksteady t-shirt. Ken Swift right in front, Buck 4 right next to him, rest in peace. Kuriaki, rest in peace. This is such an iconic, beautiful picture of the Rocksteady crew while they were in Japan with the Wild Style tour. And you know, just amazing, man. Look, here's another one. Crazy Legs doing one of his signature moves. Crazy, man. Just amazing, you know. And I'm a sucker for music history. I got a lot of books in the stash, and it doesn't matter. One more page I'll show you is there's Busy Bee and Grandmaster Caz. Let me make sure I got everybody out. I don't think I read other members of Cold Crush. I can't see too clearly. You're gonna have to check Joe Conzo's Instagram page at Joe Conzo. He also has a website, so just, you know, I'll do my best to leave a link in the description for later, but go on Joe Conzo, of course, Charlie Ahern and Richard Crazy Legs Cologne. There's all the credits right there. It's a beautiful book, man, and it came. He sent it with one of his stickers called "Born in the Bronx." His whole company right there, and he was beautiful enough to send me a nice 8x10 of the Cold Crush brothers, signed by Joe Conzo. Cold Crush getting down, the entire Cold Crush brothers. I'm gonna put this in a nice frame. This has got to go on the wall, man. This is history right here. This is and Charlie Ahern, the director of Wild Style, right there hanging out on the bottom, man. So this is a very dope shot right here. Much props to Joe Conzo, Charlie Ahern, and Crazy Legs, man. Beautiful book, beautiful. Yeah, man. Wow, steady being cool. See, that's a crazy one, man. Oh, word, good foot. I didn't know that. That's what's up, man. Salute to you for sure, man. Edwin, I have been getting tattooed out here. The place that I go to is Vatican Studios in Orange County. They also have a shop in LA now too. And Franco Vescovi, the guy who owns the place, he's been tattooing me for years. And Letitia Masner, she did the lion here. So I've been getting tattooed by them for quite some time. In the beginning, before I lived out here, I used to go there, on my way home and get some ink. And now, it's funny because now I'm out here and I really don't sit in the chair as much as you think I would, but those are the people that I've been seeing as far as getting tattoos. So that's the deal with that. Hip hop head, what's the deal, son? Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about an album that I don't think I've even talked about. And it's my 4th studio album, and it came right after the fact that I did the Brown Bag All Stars collab album, Black Coffee. I took some time and put this one together. And on an emotional level, I released it on my brother's birthday. And I've spoken about my brother, my younger brother who passed away. I did the song, 133rd Psalm, about him. But I released this on his birthday, July 18th. And the name of the album is The Mechanic. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about The Mechanic today. This album it came at a fascinating time because I had just did the Brown Bag All Stars album where there are no features. So Brown Bag All Stars handled all of the production on Black Coffee, and I made a decision for that album to have no features. I already had Vengeance Is Mine, it had its features, Between Heaven and Hell had its features, and then I kind of took a look at the whole playing field, and I felt like at the time I was like, man, everybody just seems to do a lot of feature work. And so thank you, my man Sam, son. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that, Sam. Yeah, that was really cool, man. But when I returned to this, I was like, I'm gonna get some features on this and just return to its truest form. The first thing I want to talk about is the artwork, because I believe that out of all the qunique releases, this album wins with the best artwork I've ever had for an album. This was done by a comic book artist, illustrator from France. His name is Benoit Dahan. And you can follow him on Instagram. His name is Noabe Arts. He has a comic book about Sherlock Holmes, but his art style is so cool. And what's interesting is that Benoit, he did the cover for Black Coffee as well. So that was the one thing that was kind of cohesive, was that he did Black Coffee, and then I asked him to do this one, and he just he just went nuts on this. If you ever get a chance, if you have the CD or the vinyl, which this has been sold out for quite some time, you get to look at the details. Like there's a MPC up here and speakers and microphone behind me, and it's just a sick piece. It's probably a dope back piece. Edwin mentioned tattoos. This would probably be a crazy back piece or something like that. Maybe on my leg or something. Who knows? But this is a great art piece just to start it off. Arkansas, what's the deal, son? Oh, thank you. Unicorn just told y'all, listen. So the Unicorn said that the Joe Conzo book, where did I put it? So this book that I talked about earlier, the Wild Style book, go to the National Hip Hop Museum on Instagram. It's on their website. And you could get a copy of the book, man. It's a beautiful book if you dig the history. So there you go with that. Eon, what's the deal, son? Eon. Hey, man. There we go. That's for you, Eon. What's the deal? Thank you, John Milburn. So we got past the artwork. All right. So let's go to the first track. First track right here called Look Up in the Sky. I produced this track without saying too much of what went into the beat. I sampled one of my all-time favorite action heroes, and kind of at the time what I was trying to say in the rhyme is how I'm this hybrid person and I'm just navigating through life. It's like I'm playing the game of death, a challenge at every level. As long as I mix my rapping with heavy metal, as long as there's a road for me to travel and I'm fully equipped for the war that precedes the battle, well then I'm in it for the long haul, cause me behind the desk in an office building is the wrong call. Unless the game's over, then it's no longer declared wrong. Look dog, I'm rocking out, I grew my hair long. I'm tatted up and I'm on the road with corn. The beauty that can't be held like a rose with thorns, the last of a dying breed that y'all rely on need, but you download from a family I'm trying to feed. It is what it is, I keep rocking through the feeling, cause nothing I say is gonna stop them from stealing. Look at the way the props accumulate, cause the fan base let the love for Q exuberate. Through the doubt, through the hate, lose without, moving straight, brew a new debate, a crucifixion, proven faith. I walk amongst the Nazarenes with a face that could grace the cover of a dozen magazines. And it ain't because of vanity, it's my family ties that raises the brow above their slandering eyes. I'm a man to love, a man to despise. I ain't planning to shove, I'm planning to rise. So gather round and attest to a man with an S and a diamond embedded on my chest. Over the building, it took nothing to fly. Capital Q, Brooklyn, look up in the sky. And that was the first verse of this album. It's like an introductory to this particular chapter. Like, you know what I mean? John Milburn, you know, no. When I'm in album mode, it's not necessarily difficult to come up with rhymes. It's I think where my brain might take a little more time is what am I gonna rhyme about? Because I do love doing the random thoughts like what I just did, where there's kind of a direction, but it's loose. Those are fun. But when I'm doing a very specific subject, that's when like I might take a little extra time just to make sure that that whatever I'm talking about, I can agree with. There's a lot of thought process for the conceptual songs. So that's the only time, and it's not even like a lot of time, it's just like that's when there's more of a thought behind what I'm doing. So, but overall, no, there's not a lot of time with that. When do you know when to actually be finishing? That's a great question. I think I just feel it in my gut that I don't really like, I don't have like a number in mind. It's always the feeling that I'm getting, you know, after like having a few songs. Because number one, I'm sure I could just keep on recording and have like a million songs, but it's like, it's more, there's a soul detection where it's like, okay, that's enough. So that's when I know when to put it down like that. My advice, Stevie Stone, Bird, and yes. Arkansas, you funny man. Thank you, Edwin. I appreciate that. Ja, thank you. Yes, we're gonna get into that in a second. I was just gonna say something to Sam. When it comes to lyrics, Sam, and I know you know this, so I'm not trying to talk at you like I'm your teacher. But when it comes to lyrics, start with the basic idea of the direction of the song itself. So let's say you're gonna do a song about, let's pick a subject. Let's say abandoned people. So what you do is you try to find words that relate to the subject itself, put them out, write them down, however you do it. Try to formulate thoughts and sentences, and keep the subject at the top of the paper so that as you're writing, you don't go too far off, because the subject on the top is just to constantly remind you, oh, I'm supposed to be sticking to, this is my guideline. Because we all could be, when writing lyrics, we all could be guilty of just going off on a tangent somewhere else. So you just want to like figure out what it is that you want to write about, and then just do a brief bullet point or a brainstorm on a sheet of paper of just random thoughts that pertain to the subject. I hope that was helpful for you. Okay, so track number 2 is The Bad Guy, and it's produced by an old friend of mine named Schematics. I believe I met him through Vinny Paz a long time ago. I think he lives in Canada. He's a cool dude. He had like a shit ton of beats. And the song itself, the first verse is personal. The second verse is more like mentally Fantasyland. And I'll explain. The first verse is very real. Everybody that I'm talking about, and even if I'm talking in a way where I might lose you in that first verse, it was done on purpose so you couldn't really pin the crime to certain names or people. But all of that is real from my homie that passed away. The first name I say, Tito, who was a good dude. He was somebody that would rap with me in my early days. He would go to studios with me and all of that, but he was a street dude. And he was a little older than me, and whenever we would go to the clubs, I'd be having product in my little pocket or whatever, so that whenever he was doing what he did, I was like, you know, the gopher or whatever you want to call it. And then I talk about just how a lot of people just in my family were just, to put it really basic, we were all kind of raised to be villainous. It's kind of hard to explain unless you could relate. I come from an aggressive family, and it definitely got me into a lot of trouble in my youth. I definitely saw my share of craziness, and so I give little mentions of certain things that I might have seen. It's not everything, but it's a little thing. And then it spins into the second verse where it's a little more like, a little more fantasy land and just being clever with the concept of being a villain myself. And so that's the whole overall concept of the Bad Guy, was just showing where my roots come from and then just going into the second verse. So that's The Bad Guy in a nutshell. Yeah, Spoon, you know. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Gorilla. Thank you, Spoon. Yes, exactly. You know, it is what it is. I'm definitely in a better place, and a lot of the people that were there, sadly, some of them have passed, but those that were there and also part of that whole villainous mentality, like my father being one of the key ones, he's in a better place, and he and I are in a better place. So that's a good thing. Okay, next, track 3. Thank You for Letting Me, produced by DJ Matvey. Matvey was from Russia, and he's another one that I met through Vinny Paz. Vinny Paz quietly helped me with this album. And what I mean by that is, it was Vinny that connected me with a few different producers, from Schematics, Matvey, and I think, man, I want to say maybe, no, let's just say those two for now. That's how I remember it. but Vinny was definitely getting me a lot of beats, and Matt Vade definitely had a moment on this album. So Thank You for Letting Me is a letter to y'all in appreciation for exactly, Gorilla. It was my way of just thanking y'all for allowing me to be this hybrid, artsy, hip-hop rocker, blurry between the lines genre kind of guy. Thanking you for your support, thanking you for your love, thanking you for allowing me to be myself. And it was inspired by the Sly and the Family Stone song, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again, that song. So I was definitely inspired by that. And even in the chorus, I go, I'm listening to Nas and I'm listening to Mastodon. That was my way of showing y'all that I walk between these two worlds comfortably. And that's how my brain registers these things. But Thank You was overall a thank you to y'all, my supporters, the people that just have always been there for me and supported my music. So that's what that song was for. Okay, the first feature of this album, track number 4, would be No Country for Old Men featuring Ill Bill, produced by Lex Beats. Now, I never met Lex. Lex Beats gave me some beats quite some time ago, and I finally got at them. And it was, after doing the Black Coffee album, where I had no features, obviously somebody that I love to collaborate with, somebody that I believe I have a great chemistry with, somebody that I've collaborated with a million times, who's responsible for my first solo album because he was the executive producer, and that would be Ill Bill, ladies and gentlemen. So this was like, when we got to this album and one of his albums, the chemistry just jumped up a notch, where our back and forth routines were just very cohesive and almost seamless. Like me and Bill reached that point where we knew how to connect on the rhyme level, just I think at a very dope level. And so No Country for Old Men is one of those. We'll get to the next one, which I think made more of an impact, but No Country for Old Men, produced by Lex Beats, is the first feature on this album with my homie Ill Bill. It was just a back and forth, just being witty and clever, not trying to cloud it up with too much concept. Just wanted to have fun in a very raw street way, and that's what that's all about, man. Thank you, John Milburn. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Banana, definitely. I don't know if they still have White Castle, but it was definitely there when I was a kid. Okay, so now we're gonna go to side B. And that's the first song on side B is called You Know Me, featuring DJ Eclipse on the cut, produced by Ill-Informed Beats. I never met Ill-Informed. This is the only time I ever worked with him, I believe. And DJ Eclipse, what I did for this one was I sampled my voice saying, capital Q, you know me, that Brooklyn rapper down with RSC. Capital Q, I'm rocking this. That Brooklyn rapper who be running with the arsonist. And I gave it to Eclipse. He popped it in the Serato and he cut. That was the hook for this particular song. This has a very beautifully produced traditional boom bap, East Coast sound to it. One of my favorite beats Ill-Informed provided me with. Hello, good morning, Vietnam. I be the bomb. My name is QU. Used to cipher up and get my lessons from the Zulus. Hiding from the cops so I could tag up on the B train. Try to bring the heat so I could get up on my street fame. Could it be that it was all so simple then? Looking to the sky and asking, could I get a signal sent? You second guess yourself, living on blind faith makes you want to participate in escalating the crime rate. And I tried for several times to do that, provided with wanting to take part in the boom bap, change it up for the radio into the boom clap, considered for heavy spins and asking, should I do trap? The fans would crucify me without a chance of resurrection, sit me down and introduce a plan of intervention. So I remain devoted to the cause till the day my soul gets promoted to the Lord. Yo, capital Q. You know, so that's that song. It's a dope song. Just basic rhyme over boom bap, you know, just not, again, just being witty and clever, which is my favorite, one of my favorite ways of just approaching a beat sometimes, just saying some old fly shit and letting the beat rock and everybody just head nodding and enjoying the whole thing. So that's the deal with that. Ill Informed Mold Tapes, I got to check that out. Edwin, so did Destroy always have that absolutely wild head? Yeah, man. Destroy, he has a deep love and appreciation for hip hop, so it's real too. That's the thing. Is like when you see him like just, you know, into it, he's into it. Like he has that deep love, man. Shout out to Destroy. That's all real and authentic. Okay. The next one, track number 2 on side B. This is the feature I was talking about. Cult Leader in Capital, featuring Ill Bill and DJ Eclipse, produced by Sick Nature of the Snow Goons. This is the song on this album. We have a video for this that you can catch up on YouTube. And obviously, Sick Nature gave us one hell of a track. And this one, me and Bill went apeshit on. And this is one of my favorite songs that I've done with Ill Bill. We just had a blast, and then we filmed it in this basement, in this crusty basement in the hood in Brooklyn, and just had a blast. And forgot, what was the name? Ezra, is his name Ezra? Or Ezra? I can't remember his name, the director who did the video, but he did an outstanding job. And again, I think that's what you would consider the hit of this album is Cult Leader in Capital. If you haven't heard it, there's a video for it. You could check it out. One of my favorite songs I've ever done with Ill Bill. And shout out to Sick Nature for providing us with such a dope track, man. Wrote a song that person. John Milburn, yes. The Setup, 133rd Psalm, Diamond in the Rough, Father's Day. Give me a second. Between Heaven and Hell, the prologue, Dead Roses. There's a few that are very personal, very real, very honest. That's just to name a few. So yes, I have. Thank you for that question. Remember me? Thank you. Chile, Felipe, what's the deal, man? Welcome. The next song, and what I'm noticing is that with this album, I didn't go super personal on this album, that because you had asked that question, so I'm looking at the songs. This was more like I try to keep it on a more chill level. So that's what happened with this particular album. It was a lot of fly, like saying a lot of fly shit, you know what I mean? So that's what happened with this album. So the next one, track 3, I'm actually happy with this one too. It's called Brooklyn Stomp, produced by Ayatollah. That's the person that produced Miss Fat Booty for Mos Def. And what's crazy is Ayatollah and I, when I had handed him the finished demo, he was definitely, he was more like, yo, we should do a whole album, but it just never happened. But what's fascinating about this track is that when he gave me the beat, it had those vocal samples. The way you hear it, he had these vocal samples scattered through the track. And what it did was it set the stage for me to kind of do something different where I was rapping around these vocal samples. So every time they come up in the song, I'd lead into it, let the sample do what it does, and then come right after it as though me and the sample are rocking together. And I thought that, and I think that's why Ayatollah tripped out. I don't think he expected that. And so it just made the whole experience dope. It's such a interesting beat, and Ayatollah is such a dope producer. And, you know, it was one of those things that I was honored to work with him. He had already, you know, like I said, he did the track for Mos Def and a few others. And so I do not, Bananas, sorry, I do not. I'll get to that in a second. So Bananas, the very first rap. Oh, so the very first rap I ever wrote was, and it was kind of co-written because there was a friend of mine who was already like nice. He's my first mentor. His name is Matthew Negron. He's the first person to like I was writing rhymes, but he's the one that like helped me get better. And so we started writing a song together called The Crowd's a Witness. And that was the first demo that I ever wrote and even recorded. And so that's the name of that song. I barely remember what I said on that. As I step on the stage, the crowd's a witness. And as I say my rhyme for the audience, my style is uplifting. I am an artist, just listen as I start this. That's all I remember. It's crazy that I remember that. Oh my God, that's crazy. Favorite track you produced for another artist? Oh, that's very easy. I produced Thieves in the Night for Shabazz the Disciple. It's on Book of Shabazz, that album, Book of Shabazz. And the whole experience, because Shabazz and I, you know, he was friends with the arsonist. And so he came down to the art. I had a studio in Brooklyn, and he picked the beat. And he told me to go to the studio. I met him at the studio in the city, and Lil Dap from the group Home showed up, and Killer Priest, and they're both on the song. So if you haven't heard it, Thieves in the Night, Shabazz the Disciple featuring Lil Dap, but there's a remix to it, and then there's my version. You got to make sure you see my production credit on it. But it's easily what I did for Shabazz, because Shabazz went crazy on that song. It's one of those songs that I tend to forget that I produced it because I'm listening to Shabazz. You know what I mean? So that's my number one. No, not Lockham Shabazz. Shabazz the Disciple, who did the first verse to Gravedigger's Diary of a Madman. That's Shabazz. That one. Yes, John Milburn, I have a little surprise for you with that. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you. You got to tell the promoters in Chile to come get me and book me to go out there. Matter of fact, just to let y'all know, I think I alluded to this last week, but I am in talks with a promoter to go out to Denver, Colorado. Let's see what dates they throw at me, and whoever's in the area, I'll let you know what's good and all of that. So that's the deal with that. My first rap name, I think it was Q Wiz. I could be wrong. Or it might have just been the Q. The Q. That's because the unique came when I signed to my first manager, and she called me unique. And so that just stuck. But I think I was just the Q. And that was it. Oh, okay, Edwin, I got you. My bad. Oh, thank you, Edwin. I appreciate that. Well, I'm just making sure I got all your questions. And Bananas, I did meet RZA, but not in a way where he would remember me. But I have, because of my friend Vinny Ponte, I tell the story of how I produced a track for Raekwon and spit on Raekwon shit. Vinny Ponte, I brought me up to the Wu-Tang. They had a suite on somewhere in the 30s in the city, and that's when I met most of the members. smoked some weed with Method Man. Vinny Ponte could tell you everything, but Vinny also hooked it up where I produced the track for Raekwon, which is my second favorite person ever produced for was Raekwon. So that's the deal with that. Okay. Oh, that's what's up, Edwin. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. My favorite Wu-Tang song? Woo, that's a dope question, man. If you're talking about the entire group, I'm gonna have to go with Triumph first. I think Triumph is like a flawless, what we would call a posse cut. I think the production, verses, video, just everything about that song. And as far as individual, I think Liquid Swords, the song with Jizza, I think that song is just one of my all-time favorite hip-hop songs. Just everything about that. I could go on for days about Wu-Tang, so that's the dude. That's dope, Detroit. That's dope. My number 2 is In the Hood. Is it what's the name of that song? I don't have my phone on me, but it's on Iron Flag, I think. Or the W. I would have to show you what song I'm talking about. But let me get back into this, because we're almost done. Track number 4 on side B, Ignorant Genius featuring Nems, produced by Stu Bangers. Now this is an interesting story. Stu and I had did a verse for him for his Face is the Death CD, and the trade-off was he gave me the beat for Ignorant Genius. Now the reason why it's called Ignorant Genius with featuring Nems, first of all, I've known Nems for a long time, way before he became the fucking superstar he is today. And the plan was, we do this a lot, artists. The plan was me and Nems, we were going to have a whole album called Ignorant Genius. It was going to show, you know, our ignorant side and our more intelligent side and try to bring the two together. So we just ended up doing the song, and then, you know, life just kind of like split the road where I just ended up doing other projects and other genres of music, and Nems went on to become who he became. And so that's why the overall album didn't happen. It wasn't anything personal, anything. Just sometimes these projects just don't happen because they just don't happen, you know? So, but, Chess Boxing is a great song. Great. I love that video, and ODB kills that thing. So yeah, that's the deal with that. Again, just saying some fly shit, but I believe Nems was more heavier on the ignorant side of things on this song, whereas I tried to carefully balance out the two of being ignorant and intelligent at the same time. So that's the deal with Ignorant Genius. And shout out to Stu Bangers. He gave us such a dope beat. Number 5 on side B is I Seen, and that's again DJ Matvey. He came through with this. This has a very boom bap sound to it. And I Seen is I was trying to go through my experiences just really like in a quick timeline. That's how the whole song is. It's like, I seen KRS One, by all means necessary. Seen Kane set it off, the scene was legendary. Seen Crazy Legs wearing sheepskin boots. Seen the arsonist overseas with the roots. I think that's how it goes. I don't remember the rhyme perfectly. But it was just giving y'all quick stabs of some of the things that I've seen. It's all factual shit, but I didn't want to like embellish and give a whole verse to just one story. It's just like, I seen this and I seen that. You know, like sometimes you talk with people and you just giving them an idea of some of the things that you've witnessed or whatever have you. And so that was the whole point of I Seen, was just to share some of my experiences of the things that I've seen in the course of my career, especially in hip hop, of course. Yes, yes, yes. And so that's how the whole I Scene came to be. I could have sworn. Oh, you know what? I skipped the song. I knew it because my brain was throwing up a bat signal at me. So on side A, there's a song, number 5, it's called Let the Games Begin, and that's also produced by Matt Vey. And that one, what I just wanted to do was just have fun, just lyrically bounce differently and all of that, and sing on the chorus and all that. It was, he gave me one of them bouncy type beats, and I just every once in a while I'll attack one of those beats. And so I just wanted to have fun with that one. And so that's how Let the Games Begin came about. Matt Vey, he produced 1, 2, 3 joints on this album. So he definitely came through. And again, I met him through Winnie Paz. And then going back to side B, the last song is called Put Your Work In by T Cheap. I had done a song for T Cheap, so we did a trade. It's called Carpenter of Life. You can find it on YouTube. We shot a video and everything. But so this was the beat that T Cheap gave me, and it was just more like encouragement, talking about just get on your grind and put the work in, roll up your sleeves. Real simple, like in a sense, the reality is for me is that I like to be encouraging to the listener a lot of the time. And so this was one of those songs where I just wanted to close it with just in some little tidbits of just encouragement of just, get on your grind and do what you got to do type thing. So this was the vinyl, and there was a limited pressing on. I think I only pressed 100 of these. They sold out in a week or two, I think, and it was an orange, very orangey vinyl, both sides, beautiful, like really cool, just to, match with the album aesthetics and all of that stuff. I don't know if you could find this on eBay or whatever. Crazy Legs in the house, son. Yo, Legs, I just did a little talk piece on this, man. You missed it, man. But ladies and gentlemen, Crazy Legs was a part of this book. You can see he's got the credit, and I spoke about him, and I showed y'all some of the pictures. So that's the deal. Legs, people want to get copies of this stuff, so you know the deal, man. Boom. And I was just talking about the mechanic, and this vinyl is no longer available. You can get the CD. There's only a handful of those left on qunique.com, of course. And that's it. So the mechanic was overall an album where I kind of like didn't go heavy with the emotional songs, because for those that do listen to my music, sometimes that I could dive deep into the emotions with music. But with this particular album, I kind of kept it on a more surfacey and I just wanted to entertain and not take you down any deep roads on this one. It was my 4th studio album, as I had mentioned. I released it on my late brother's birthday, July 18th. And, a lot of people dig this album, man. I had a lot of fun doing this one. And it was the first time I even used this service to do this album. It's a company called Crate Diggers, where it's like a Kickstarter for people that want to sell vinyl but just don't want to take too big of a chunk. Like, I didn't want to press 1,000 copies of this. So with Crate Diggers, I was able to set the mark at 100, and everybody just gave their money and got their albums. And I don't know if this is available anywhere. I never seen it in the wild. I never seen anybody let go of it or sell it. And what's dope is that one of the things I received was an award from Bushwick Radio for this album. I got voted. It says Bushwick Radio would like to present the Bushwick Radio Grind Award for second quarter album award to qunique for his dedication and contribution to the culture of hip hop with this album, The Mechanic. And so that is the award that I got for the album. And I was, man, I was actually surprised. It was an amazing thing, man. So, you know what I mean? The Mechanic goes down in history as album number 4. And I thank y'all for supporting The Mechanic, of course. I'm trying to think. We shot Co-Leader in Capital. I seen. Those are the 2 videos off of the album. And the rest is history, man. And that's my book report on The Mechanic today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for watching for The Mechanic. Just looking to see if you guys got any questions before I get into the next, area of. I might have a little surprise for y'all today. Let's see. Where we at? Okay. Oh, so before I get into my surprise, look what I got. I got another reveal deck. Superstar. Yes, Raps and Riffs. What's the deal, son? Thank you for that, Raps and Riffs. What's going on with you? This one's for you, Raps and Riffs. Yeah! Okay. I might have some doubles in this one, man. Let's see. So right off the bat, we got The Doors. Ooh, The Who. That's a good one. Led Zeppelin. Wow, 3 iconic bands in a row. We're going for 4. Eric Clapton. This one I'm not really familiar with. Y'all might have to help me with this one. Lord Tracy. This one I never heard of. What up, Andrea? What's the deal? Another card pack Wednesday. Rigor Mortis, what's going on? John Lennon's son, yes. If you're asking about the resume, we Arsonist, we did a show with Sean Lennon, and he actually requested the Arsonist at the time. He was a fan, and it was cool meeting him. It was surreal. Yoko Ono was backstage as well. It was a very surreal situation. So hopefully that helps you. It's all good. It's all good. Multiple producers, and you're soon to be released, produced by one producer. Which one do you prefer? Any of it? I like one producer. When I worked with Jake Palumbo on Royal Blood, that was... So the first time I ever had one solid production team would be Black Coffee with the Brown Bag All-Stars. And then when it became one producer, was Jake Palumbo first with the Royal Blood album. And obviously now I'm wrapping up. It's pretty much wrapped up, but just setting release dates for the one with Rhapmatic. I like having one producer because it keeps the sound kind of cohesive as to where you're going with the music itself. I don't mind working with a variety of producers, but I think I'll lean more towards one producer. I think I enjoy that better. So that's the deal with that. Felipe, I've only worked with C. Lance on single songs. I never did a whole album with C. Lance, but he is dope. I actually recorded 2 songs for him recently and just waiting to see when he's going to drop them. But C. Lance is amazing. So that's the deal with that. Okay, so what's next in the cards? Jet Boy. I kind of vaguely remember that name. Debbie Gibson, for all you Debbie Gibson fans out there. Madonna. Like a surgeon. Billy Idol. Eyes without a face. Zakk Wylde. Now that's a cool card, man. Zakk Wylde. Black Label Society. Ozzy Osbourne and all of that good stuff. Great guitar player. Great piano player. Violence. Madonna again. Make a wall of Madonna cards. Tone Loc. Funky Comedina. MC Hammer, too legit to quit. The Go-Go, son, our lips are sealed. Vacations on them. Hall and Oates, son, say no go, yeah. Such a dope duo. Bonnie Raitt. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. Cro-Mags. This I did not expect. That is a cool card. Putting that on top, boy. Pretty Boy Floyd, that's some hair metal shit right there, son. The kid from Kid and Play. I've worked with Sabak Red before. I love Sabak. You know, I've known him the longest. This is another crazy one, man. 24/7 Spies, man. That's dope. That's really good. I remember this. Excuse me. Troop. Dangerous Toys. I don't remember that one. And that's the last card of this batch. I went through it faster this time. Cro-Mags are the shit, son. That's the card reveal for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, yo, stunners, we getting ready. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I figured I'd surprise you. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hop in the booth and I'm going to perform the new qunique Rhythmatic song, Cypher Up. This is for y'all first. Going to give you a taste. We're a little bit ahead of schedule because the song comes out at the end of the month. But I figured I'd bless y'all with a little taste, a little tidbit. I'm going to do my best. I think I remember the rhyme. If I mess up, I will just stop. But let's have some fun. Yo, Stutters, you got it from here. Everybody join me in the booth, and here we go. One, two. Check it out. Yes, y'all. We're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna do my best. This is a brand new rhyme, so. Thank you for another amazing episode. This is episode number 30 of Live from the Lab. Thank y'all for being there. Thank y'all for your support. I will see you Friday Vibes with Q. Much love to y'all. Enjoy your evening. Peace!